there, Naps! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn, and today we are doing part 2 of the work culture series. And today we're going to be talking about hierarchy. And we're going to start off by putting on some primer. I've got my Mary Kay primer here, just because I'm going to use it up until it's gone. Hope you guys are doing okay today. Smooth as a baby's butt. Next, we're gonna get our base together. I used my Tarte Double Duty Face Tape Foundation and a good old Wet n Beauty blender and just dabbed it all over. Get out my banana powder setting powder for you. So, hierarchy authoritative culture is, I think, what everyone is the most familiar with in regards to workplace culture. At least in my mind, it's kind of what I always picture when I think of like a work environment. It's pretty traditional, hierarchy-based. So you have your boss who's in charge of everyone. Think about places that have lots of bureaucracy. So you have your upper management, your middle management, your lower management, and then finally the plebeians of the office. Unlike clan culture, which had not such a clear delineation of power, hierarchy is all about the power structure. It's about rules, following them, making sure that everything is in its place at the right time, and process. Next step is going to be contour. Make sure there's no cat hairs. And I think I'm going to go a little heavier on the contour today because we are defining all of those rules. And sometimes it would be easier just to skip steps, but that's not the way it works in the hierarchy culture. They have the steps for reasons, even if the reasons are sometimes stupid. Usually I don't like very heavy contour my nose, but that's what's going on. Blush time. So besides getting lost in the process, a lot of times the hierarchical workplace culture will stifle innovation and creativity because there's so many steps that you have to take in order to get a desired outcome. So sometimes newness, innovation, growth don't fit into the way things have happened in the past, and changing it affects a whole bunch of other aspects that makes it just really difficult to change. Whatever your state calls, like when you go and get your license, that building, and really like most of it could be so much easier, but think about how long it took us to get there, to the point where they could just automatically send it out. You didn't have to wait in the waiting room for like 4 hours just to be like approval stamped, right? And you couldn't even like mail it in before either. It was just a nightmare. Oh, for our highlight, I'm going to use the Aurora Lights BH Cosmetics palette, and I am going to use shade Prismatic, which is kind of like a pinky purple. Oh, ooh, oh, that's fun. Okay, blend it out a little bit so I don't look like an alien. Just so you can really see that. So much shine. I'm not adding new foundation onto this, it's just kind of like blending out what was there before and kind of making an even harsher line, I guess. And because the amount of bureaucracy is staggering, we're gonna do a cut crease today because you gotta cut through all that red tape to get through anything. And that kind of reminds me of a cut crease, you know? There's like a stark difference between what you can do and what you can't do. And I'm gonna use the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette today. I think I'm gonna do like a purple and orangey pink kind of combo. So I'm gonna start with my cut crease area, and I'm gonna use Dungeon Little Brush. The leaders in the authoritative culture are not so much seen as like innovators or driving decision makers, but more of keepers of the rules. And that's kind of how I think about it. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Blood Queen to kind of soften out that edge a little, that upper edge. The leaders are also in charge of stability and reliable delivery. Cut my crease. I'm just using foundation, but they have really nice eyeshadow primers out there that can also be used to cut your crease. There's like a couple ways that you can do the cut crease. You can take it all the way back, make your really like stark line difference. or you can just do about like halfway back. Today, I am doing the full. So for me, I tend to work in a lot of environments that rely on creativity, but one of the jobs that I do does have a hierarchy structure where you do have to like extremely follow procedure, has lots of bureaucracy, lots of paperwork. It does add something to environments that need it, but the like lack of individuality and like the creative stifling is stuff that I just really don't prefer. So I tend to not enjoy those kind of environments as much as like other work environments. But how do you guys feel? So I'm taking this orange shade from the James Charles by Morphe palette, like the big boy. I'm gonna pop it on the lid and use a very large brush for this because I ran out of small brushes doing like the crease. I'm gonna leave the very inner corner sticky so that I can put some nice shimmer in there. So I'm gonna kind of follow this cut crease, trying not to get it in the purple area because purple and orange do not like to be together. It's like double eyebrows here, it's perfect. And next I wanted to use a pinky shade. So I think I'm gonna use this hot pink also in the James Charles palette and kind of go in here. Oh, there's leftover purple on this. Bad idea. Better. Okay. Try and get your brushes clean so that you don't get super muddy colors. You want to blend them on your face, not blend them on the brush. So much is going on here. This is a very bold eye look considering. Now, if you don't follow the rules, it kind of sucks. I'm gonna use some wet jewel on my finger back in the Bloodlust palette. And I'm just gonna pop it in there. Wow, that like looks, it changes color slightly over top of the orange, so that was a good choice. I really do need to place a makeup order. If there is anything that you guys want to see me try out, let me know. Oh, that's pretty. And I'm gonna darken up some of that pink orange area a little bit. I'm gonna go in with Betrayal because I really haven't used this color much, and add a little bit more of that purple back in. This one's a little shimmery, so it'll be interesting. Oh, that played well. There we go, trying to clean up some of that fallout. So in these authoritative cultures, sometimes you have to find sneaky little ways to kind of get your creativity out, right? You might not be able to put everything you want at your desk. You might have to talk to people in a certain way. You might have to follow the rules, but it doesn't mean you can't be creative. It just means that you have to follow the rules so hard in your creativity that if anybody questions it, then you're golden. Because you're still following the rules. You know, all of those fun like little backdoor ways of creativity. I also find that the hierarchy structure almost begs to like be messed with a little bit. Like it's a good spot for pranks as long as you follow the rules in your pranks. I'm gonna take some Betrayal under my eye too. This is the brush I used for my cut crease. I'm just kind of touching it up a little bit. I always like to mascara before I put on lashes. Keeps the lashes from like getting gunky. Also can hold them a little bit better. I'm gonna use my Mary Kay deep brown eyeliner for my waterline. Just because I feel like black on the bottom would be a little harsh with all these kind of warm pinks and purples. Even though the purple is, I guess, a cool tone. I don't have any good fun colors. I really need to go shopping. It wasn't a need before, but now it's a need. I'm gonna use my Melted Matte Too Faced Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick, and this one's Sell Out. My fingers are starting to get a little too pigmented with lots of colors, so I gotta be careful about touching my face. And then I'm going to go over top of it and use Anastasia Beverly Hills Moon Jelly Lip Gloss. It isn't supposed to be pink. It's supposed to be like this white shade at the bottom, but I have made life mistakes and now we're here. This is what happens when we don't follow protocol, right? Like our lip glosses turn a different shade. I love that this smells like sugar cookies. It's just really nice. Back to my Lunar Angel lashes, because I don't buy fake eyelashes very often. This look needs fake eyelashes. Kind of like traditional beauty makeup, you have to have fake eyelashes on to make it look extra good. Some eyelash musings while I wait for the stuff to dry. I guess I don't think of there being many pros to this structure, but I guess it's just because they're so boring. Like, there are a lot of pros, but it's just like productivity, getting stuff done, knowing what the next step is, methods to hold people accountable. But the process of doing all of those things tends to take such a long time and have so many hoops to jump through that, to me, it's not really worth it. But I guess if you're doing it at peak performance, then all of those things are really, really helpful. There's a lot of good things that other cultures can take from that. I always think of the bureaucracy, which technically isn't part of like the culture aspect, but with the rules and regulations and the steps to take, it's kind of almost written in that you have to have a little bit more bureaucracy than other steps. So, gotta love prosthetic adhesive. And yeah, these are Lunar Angel lashes in Starlight. I've used them before in that video there. Okay, this makes me feel a lot better now. It looks less crazy than it did before. It's still a very bold eye look, but your cut crease, the lashes, it kind of just brings everything together. So let's go outside and take a look at it. All right, I'm outside. Here we are. Does your workplace have a hierarchy culture? Does it have a clan culture? Do neither of those seem to fit in there? Drop it down in the comments and let me know. Also, hit the like button if you liked it, hit the subscribe button if you want more, and I'll see you back here next Thursday. Don't forget, this is part 2 of 4, so there are going to be 2 more workplace culture videos that will be coming out. And if you want to watch those, don't forget to ding the notification bell to get notified when I post. All right, beautiful naps. Have a great day. Bye.